First off, I want to welcome everybody and thank you so much for joining me today for this gratitude practice. As we're approaching this time of the year of gratitude, um, with Thanksgiving here, it's really wonderful to try to get together and with other like-minded people to express our gratitude. And all of you are very important people in my life. You've touched my life in some way, so I'm so grateful to have you here today with me, joining me. I think all of you here know how powerful gratitude is. It really can help us to live a more meaningful life, to become more compassionate. The amazing thing about gratitude is that where you can actually cultivate more of it by simply acting more grateful. And the more we practice gratitude, the more grateful we actually become. There are studies that prove this, that, giving thanks can make you happier. It can increase your sense of well-being. It also, even when they study it, they recognize that practicing gratitude, focusing on things that you're grateful for, actually will increase the serotonin level in your brain production of the anterior cingulate cortex of your brain. So there's studies on this. Besides the fact, it just makes you feel better when you practice gratitude. So, and then I know today in this world, life is so uniquely challenging right now. When we say, how can we, find gratitude? It's so unsettling with the news, with the pandemic, with the way things are being done differently, political, whatever that is. When that sort of just lets me get, rigid in my chair with all of that, what I try to do is practice gratitude to get me back my power when I find myself overwhelmed with all of that noise. So, reminding yourself what you're grateful for is even the simplest things. I know I can be grateful for my healthy, smart children, knowing that when I open my pantry, there's food in my pantry, hearing the birds sing in the morning when I first wake up. We take our dogs out for a walk and notice what the beauty that's around you. Those things are so powerful. And especially now when I get to see my grandchildren on FaceTime, right? That I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that. I think about years ago when we didn't have Zoom and we didn't have the ability to communicate. So these things are so important to help me from freaking out when I'm feeling like I want to freak out, right? So bring your attention to what matters most in this moment. And that's so, so very powerful. So today in our practice, we're gonna practice exercising our gratitude muscle, okay? Just like going to the gym, practicing, lifting weights, we're gonna practice this muscle of gratitude. And this will hopefully make you stronger over time. And if we can just learn to just take what we do today off the mat and bring it back into our life, I think we all can find a little bit more being open for more joy in your life, right? More joy and to be happy in your life. Let this be nurturing for you. Let it be a nurturing practice to be kind and gentle to yourself. That's a reminder because sometimes we're just so hard on ourselves. So remember to be kind and gentle, all right? So we're gonna be doing some standing poses. For those who stand, there'll be a chair. I'll be demonstrating it on a chair as well. Strengthening our legs, that's our groundedness. Getting grounded is really important in times of stress and anxiety, getting that sense of being grounded. We're also going to be opening up the heart. Opening up the heart, many of us, we sit like this, we protect the heart. Our heart holds those pain, emotion. So when we try to open up our heart and heart opening poses, we're really going to see if we can release and let go of those traumas that we might be holding on to. So I'll ask you, if think about if you're holding on to something painful right now, how can you make room to let it go so that you can replace it with some joy in your life or some heart, love in your life. So these are really, visualize. I'll be giving you some cues, some visualization cues as well today to help you in this practice. So, if we just take a moment now to find something to be grateful for, simple, just bow your head, maybe bring your hands to your heart. Bowing down of your head also just allows us to, it's a gesture of humility, but it's also a way of connecting and acknowledging to help you slow down to recognize or just listen to yourself. Listen to what you might need to hear. And find one thing that you can be grateful for today. Maybe think about setting an intention right now for this practice. Maybe I am grateful for, and what is that for you? And let that be your intention to take throughout this practice. Good. All right. Well, from here, I'm going to invite you all to find, we're going to start first position. I'm going to give several choices. For those of you who are practicing on a mat, we're going to move into crocodile pose, which is lying on your belly. For those who are practicing in a chair, find a comfortable seated position. For those of you who do not want to be on your belly and would much rather just lay on your back, go right ahead. You maybe lay on your back with your knees bent, your feet on the floor. So that's where we're going to start. So I'm going to move over to, I'll show crocodile pose. I'm going to move over to my mat, and I'll be working between my mat and my chair, demonstrating poses all throughout today's practice. So starting in crocodile pose, for those of you who are on your belly, you're going to come into a prone position, laying face down. Your hands are going to rest right on your forearms. So bring your hands to your elbows, rest your head on your forearms, and bring your forehead towards the floor. Let your feet point out behind you, splay somewhat apart. Feel that internal rotation at your hips. For those of you who are on your back, I'm going to invite you to rest one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. For those of us who are sitting in the chair, I too will invite you to rest one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. But make sure your feet are firmly grounded on the floor. So when we begin this practice, we're just going to first tune into the quality of our breath. So just take a moment here to scan your body, from the physical body, from the crown of your head down to your feet. And just notice what you notice. Do you sense any tension or tightness in the physical body? Do you find places of ease and movement? There's no right or wrong here. It's just becoming to start to bring your awareness inward. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. For those of you on the floor, you might notice when you inhale how the belly gently presses into the mat. Feel that expansion of the lungs as you breathe deep into the bowl of your belly, expanding your belly, your chest, upper chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, notice how the belly softens, the chest relaxes, the shoulders relax. For those sitting in a chair, you might notice that similar sensation, just in a different position. So tune into the physical sensations beneath your hands as you're breathing, if you're resting on your back or you're sitting in a chair. And just tune into that for about another few more breaths, please. Noticing the quality of your breath. See if you can start to smooth the breath out. Do you notice if your breath is choppy or short? See if you can start to make it a little bit longer and smooth and even. And notice how that feels for you. Just resting your intention in the sensation of the breath. And again, you might think about your intention right now, what you're grateful for. Perhaps breathing in this blessing right now, that you have the quality of your breath. Breathing out gratitude. For those sitting in a chair, relax your hands. For those on your back, I'm going to invite you to slowly come up onto all fours. And for those of you that are on your belly, come up onto all fours, and we're going to transition into your child's pose. So shift your hips back towards your heels. Let your forehead come down to the earth like you're kissing the earth, acknowledging Mother Earth. Take a moment, extend your arms out in front of you in child's pose. And for those of you that are sitting in a chair, I'll just invite you to rest your hands on your knees or elbows and just come into slight forward fold. With anyone with untreated high blood pressure and you don't want to drop your head below your heart, just keep your head slightly above your heart. But feel the stretch now by leaning forward and lengthening the muscles along the back body. And for those of you in child's pose, again, you might want to shift your hips from side to side and just notice that stretch as you bow your head down to the earth. Take a moment here. And again, just acknowledge Mother Earth and the ground beneath you. Breathe deep into the back of your lungs to create more space in the spine. And then you're going to come up onto all fours. So everyone on the mat is going to be on all fours. Your hands should be spread nice and wide, fingers spread wide apart, directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. Your shins are flat onto your mat. And we're going to move into the pose of the cat and the cow. So you're going to soften your belly, lift your heart, broaden your collarbone as you look forward and up on your inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to press your heart and navel center up towards your spine, soften the back of your neck or crown of your head to the floor as you exhale into the cat. And I invite you now to repeat that again, moving at a cadence that's comfortable for you. Inhaling, lifting and broadening your collarbone, and exhaling, rounding the spine. Now, for those of you that are sitting in a chair for this posture, hands can be either on your knees or your shins or the side of your chair. And the same action, you're going to inhale, lift your sternum, lift your heart, broaden your collarbone. That's your inhale. On your exhale, round your shoulders, tuck your belly in, tuck your chin towards your sternum as you exhale. And again, move back and forth in a way here. You're really trying to create length in your spine, broadening your collarbones, opening up your shoulders, and exhaling and rounding. And again, do that a few more times on your own in what we call the cat and the cow. This really gets the body moving, get the blood flowing in your back body. And do that a couple more times before we move into the next posture. Good. And then for those of you sitting on a chair, you can stay with this just a little bit more. For those on the mat, we're going to go into a low lunge by starting to stretch out your right foot behind you. And you're going to gently stretch back of your foot out behind, gently rocking back and forth. And you're going to feel that stretch in the back of your legs. If you're sitting in a chair, you're going to extend your right foot in front of you, keep the heel on the floor, and feel that stretch here, all right? For those of you in the chair, you can walk your hand down and get a deeper stretch. For those of you on the mat now, I'm going to invite you to lift that right leg up, and you're going to take the opposite arm out, what we call the hunting dog, and stretch. Go nice and long. Fingertip to toe tip, feel that stretch. Find your breath here. Find the balance between effort and ease. See if you can make this as effortless as possible. Find the breath. One more time, inhale. As you exhale, release, and we're gonna repeat the opposite leg. So extend your left leg behind you, toes on the mat. For those on the mat, and for those sitting in the chair, extend your left leg out in front of you, heel on the floor, flex your toes, and you gently stretch forward. Get that stretch in the back of your hamstring. For those, slowly when you're ready, lift the left heel up towards the ceiling, but keep your hips squared. Your gaze, the back of your neck is long, so there should be no wrinkles in the back of your neck. And extend your right arm out in front and really reach fingertip to toes. Feel that length. Lengthen your spine, reaching out energetically. Feel the energy running up and down your spine from your fingers all the way down the back body to the out through your heel of your foot. Take one more breath and exhale, release. For those of you on the mat now, I'm going to invite you to step your right foot forward, knees above your ankle, hands alongside. Press your pelvis forward, lengthen your spine, open your heart, and look slightly forward. For those of you sitting in a chair, again, repeat with the right leg in front, hands on your knees and chin, and lengthen your spine long and reach. So feel that reach. For those of you on the mat, if you'd like now, you're going to shift your right hand on your right thigh. Left hand is still on the floor. I want you to lengthen your spine long and then gently twist over to your right and feel that expansion through your spine, looking towards the right shoulder. And for those sitting in the chair, you can do the same, similar, just hand on your knee, or you can hold on to the edge of your chair and look over to your right to create length in your spine and twisting gently. You never want to torque your spine. Keep it a gentle twist, but think about lengthening the spine long and then gently twisting. You're going to unwind the twist and come up, both hands on your knee now. For those on the mat, I'm going to offer another option here to open up your chest now. So inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. And I'm going to invite you, everyone, to come into what I call cactus arms. So if you're sitting in a chair, same idea. Create space. Open up through the elbows. Lift the sternum and feel that heart opening stretch. Keep lengthening up, lengthening up. So as I mentioned earlier, heart opening, what is it that you might be holding on to in your heart? What do you need to release and let go to create more space? Let go of the past hurts, the past traumas you're holding on to here, and see if you can make space for joy and happiness, something joyful. Keep breathing deep. Breathe into that area of your heart. Send that nurturing breath to the heart as you inhale, and then as you exhale. For those of you who might want to just do something a little bit more of a stretch, I will offer an option here. You can bring your left hand to grab the back of your left foot and right arm open and palm open to receive. So this is an option just for, you don't have to take this one. You can stay right in your cactus arms, just offering a choice. Take one more breath here. And then everyone release. Lower your hands to the mat. If you're on the mat, place both feet back and maybe come to child's pose, stretch your back out. For everyone sitting in the chair, maybe just take a moment and pause here, hands on your knees, and just notice what physical sensations are you feeling in your body. Scan from head to toe and just notice right side body, left side body, whatever that is. No right or wrong, just being aware of that physical sensation. Now we'll do the opposite leg. So if you're in the chair, extend your left leg forward, and you're going to twist, lengthening your spine, and look over to your left. For those of you on the mat, left foot forward, make sure your knee is over your ankle. Hands start between either side of your left foot. Lengthen your spine long though. I want you to lift up your heart here. So your spine is long before you twist. You keep your right hand on the mat, left hand goes on the left thigh, and look over your left shoulder. Feel that length. Feel that stretch in the front of your right hip as well. That really increases the stretch. Notice how that feels. Breathe into the hips, breathe into the spine. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, you're going to come slowly up. Hands rest on your thigh, and then we're going to open up into cactus arms, okay? So again, elbow to elbow. Press your elbows. You slide your shoulder blades down the back and press your elbows towards one another like you're squeezing an orange in the back of your shoulders. That really opens up. Lift your sternum. Lift your collarbones. Even lift your gaze. Back of the neck is soft though. Relax your cheeks and soften your jaw. And feel that openness in that heart center. Breathing in. Think about you're setting your intention. Stay with that intention today that you set. What are you grateful for? And then I'll offer that other option for those of you who might want to go deeper. Bring your right hand behind and grab your right foot. And your left arm is open, palm up to receive grace. Open up to receive grace. Take one more stretch here, one more breath. And then as you exhale, release. Slide your left knee back to meet your right. Stretch your spine out. In child's pose, I like to shift my hips from side to side. Release. And just notice how that feels. And then you're going to come up onto your shins, all right? So those of you on the mat, come onto your shins. For those of you in the chair, you're gonna sit in the chair, hands along the side of your chair, come closer to the edge of your chair, so you're almost sitting on the edge, hands on your seat, okay? A little bit, but make sure your feet are firmly grounded, all right? For those of you on the mat, I'm going to invite you to tuck your toes underneath so your heels are a little bit higher and accessible to you. We're going to move into a pose called camel pose. We're going to do this together, one hand at a time. So if you can, take your right arm up and reach behind and grab your right heel. Now, if your heel is not accessible for you, just place your hand on your lower spine. You're going to take the opposite arm up. Left arm up, look up. And those sitting in the chair, you're doing the same thing with your arms. Feel that length. Lift up. And again, as we're moving into this heart opening stretch, feel that length along the side of your body. Take another big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly come up. Lower your arms down by your sides. Again, notice the sensation of that. It's a very energizing pose. Opening up the heart creates a lot of energetics. So now we'll do the other side. Bring your left hand behind, touching onto your left heel. If you're sitting in a chair, just do the arm movement and lift the sternum. Bring your right arm up, reach up and look up. Feel that openness in the chest. And I'm just going to invite you to maybe think about finding gratitude for the courage you have summoned up in your life to help you through all the challenges, both big and small. Find that gratitude. And then come back up and release. Now the next is another option. Again, I'm going to offer this as an option. You don't have to do it. We're going to try to do both together. So if you can't reach your heels together, place both hands supporting your lower spine, fingertips point down to the earth. Lift your sternum, lift your heart. If you can grab your heels, go for the heels. Feel that lift. Keep your throat open. Try not to drop your neck too far back. You want to have support in the back of your neck as you open up into this big heart opening pose. Take another big deep breath. Inhale. And then when you come out of this pose, exhale, come on up. And then take what we call a forward fold. Now you can choose to just stay on all fours. Some of you might want to go right into your cat-cow, or you might choose to take child's pose. Again, this is when I invite you to listen to your own body and intuitively take what feels right for you in this moment. If you're in the chair, maybe just folding forward after all of that heart opening feels really the right thing to do. And then gently make your way up. And we're going to come up to stand. So when we come up to stand to mountain, I am going to offer choices. Again, I have a chair next to me, so I will be doing my standing poses using a chair to assist. For those of you who need that, you can choose to do everything seated, or if you want to stand next to your chair, keep your hand nearby for support, for stability. So when we find our mountain pose, I want everyone to find the four corners of your feet, your big toe mound, little toe, inner heel, and outer heel. So take a moment, look down at your feet, Make sure both feet are parallel, facing forward. Your knees are gently soft. You don't want your knees to be locked. Keep them a little bend. Your hips over your heels, shoulders over your hips and heels, and let's bring your shoulders forward and up and roll them down the back. So we're in mountain. Feel the strength of your mountain pose. Root down into the earth. Really make that connection to Mother Earth by rooting down. And then we're going to lift up through the arms. So if this is available to you, to lift your arms up in a great big open V. I want you to lift up, even lift your gaze, and almost imagine, if you could, that you were standing on one of your favorite places, looking out over a mountaintop or the valley, and just feel the expansiveness of this pose. And think about this moment as an opportunity to be in awe of what new adventures await you, to be grateful for that opportunity. Keep your heart open. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your palms to touch overhead. Draw your thumbs down to your third eye, the middle of your forehead, and just pause in this moment here, acknowledging this place of light and truth. Bring your hands in front of your lips and your throat, acknowledging this place where you speak and communicate with clear and kind words to yourself and to others. And then bring your hands to your heart, bow inwardly to this place of our own divine light and truth. Again, being grateful for this opportunity to just be here today on your mat or in your chair, doing this practice together. And then let your hands come down by your sides in mountain pose. So the next pose we're going to do is a forward fold. So I'm going to offer first options in a chair. For those of you in a chair, come back to your chair. Sit down in your chair. And if you're going to forward fold, be very safe. Make sure your feet are on the ground. You can start with your hands on your knees, hands to your shins, maybe all the way to your ankles, and then just drape your spine over your thighs if that's available to you. If you need to keep your head above your heart, maybe just rest your elbows on your knees. Always listen to the options best for you. For those of you who are standing, I'm going to invite you to hinge at your hips, keep your knees soft, and let yourself come into a forward fold. You can, again, clasp where it's appropriate for you, your ankles, your toes, your shins, your knees. And see if you can relax the back of your neck. As you come into a forward fold, just trust now that your feet are going to hold you, okay? Invoke a sense of gratitude to these feet, to where they take you every day. As you begin to let your head bow down, I invite you to let all your worries to roll right off of your back, right down into Mother Earth. Hand all of your worries, all of your cares, release them to Mother Earth. Let her take them from you. Shake your head, no distress, no distrain. Shake your head, yes to love, yes to gratitude. And then very gently now, knees bent, hands on your knees, and just let yourself roll up, come all the way up. Inhale, bring your shoulders forward and up and down your back. Let's do that 2 more times. Shoulders forward and up and down the back. And 1 more time. Bringing your fingertips to your shoulders. We're just going to do a little bit more in the shoulder area. Be very mindful if you have any history of any injuries here. But I'm going to invite you to imagine that you're swimming. All right, so we're going to go swimming. We're going to do the forward stroke. Lead with your elbow forward, nice big full movement, and then bring your left elbow forward. And get your upper back and chest involved as you roll forward, right and left. We're going to do that 4 or 5 times each side. And just be very mindful how that feels in your upper back and shoulders. Now reverse it like you're doing a backstroke and lift up, bring movement into that upper back, neck, and shoulders as you're doing that. And just notice how that feels, opening up through the shoulders. If this is at all uncomfortable or painful, please do not do it. Again, listen to your body. And then when you complete those circles. Let your arms come down by your side, shake it out, and just notice that energetic feel in your body now, just by opening up your back of your neck and shoulders. So let's just do a couple of neck rolls here. I call these half rolls. So lower your chin to your sternum. You're gonna half lower your ear to the right and half roll up to the top as you inhale. And when you exhale, half roll back down towards your sternum. Now go to the opposite side. As you inhale, roll your left ear to the left shoulder, come halfway up. And then exhale, go back down that same way. Repeat again, that half circle, really getting into these secondary muscles along the neck. This really is helpful. Go back down the same way you came last time to the opposite side. Especially if you do a lot of computer work, this hopefully releases a lot of those muscles in the back of your neck. And then come back up. And just stand, whether standing or seated, just notice the physical sensation now in your upper back, neck, and body. Pause and breathe. We're going to move now into some really strong standing poses. And again, options to do them from the chair or doing them standing. So the first, I will, if you're on your mat, think of your mat as in the Bhagavad Gita, which is the ancient yoga texts. The mat is often likened to the battleground, the battlefield, right? And the enemy actually is your own mind. We're constantly battling with our thoughts, right? So keep your mind open. Be open to us opening that sense of gratitude. So with this standing pose, whether you're on your mat or sitting in a chair, so if you're sitting in a chair, we're going to do warrior two. So everyone step your feet nice and wide, about hip width apart. Whether you're sitting in a chair or standing, your feet are parallel at the moment. All right. Now, if you're sitting in a chair, you're going to point your right foot and towards the opposite direction to the side. All right. Your shoulders are over your hips, and you're going to extend your arms parallel to the ground and look out over your right hand. For those of you standing, the same idea, point your right foot to the short edge of your mat. When you bend your right knee, I do invite you to make sure knee is over the ankle here with the standing posture, and make sure you can still see your toes. When your arms float up to your sides and your gaze is over the middle finger of your right hand, really get grounded into your feet. Feel the strength of your legs now. I really want you to press into your feet like you're making an impression in your mat. Get grounded and rooted. Let your arms reach long. Actually, let's put the palms up just to change the direction in your hands. Palms up. Be open to receive grace and gratitude right now. Feel the strength in your body here as you hold this very strong warrior poses. Find the breath here. Find your breath. Inhale deep into the bowl of your belly. Exhale out. And again. On your next exhale, lower your arms, parallel your feet. Pause just a moment here. Notice the physical body, the sensations, and then we'll do the opposite side. So point your left foot the other direction. Same thing in the chair. You're going to reposition your legs if you're seated in the chair. Bend your left knee. Check your knee. Make sure you can see your toes. Knee over ankle. Add your arms. Gaze over your left hand. So if you're the same idea, seated in a chair, extend your legs as comfortably as you can. Gaze is over the left hand. Feel the strength. Keep your spine long. Lift up through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulder blades, but find your breath now. As you get grounded through your feet, feel your pelvis is grounding. Your shoulder girdle is over your pelvis. Arms are long. Reach fingertips out. Breathe. Find the power of your breath. These warrior poses are so very, very powerful. Get grounded in those feet and feel the strength of your own body here. Slowly lower your arms on your next exhale. Parallel your feet. Stand together. Come back to mountain. and just observe. Notice what physical sensations you're feeling in your body. Again, if you're in the chair, you always have a choice to remain seated or just stand behind your chair for support. So always remember the chair is here as a friend. We're going to take this warrior pose again into another level. All right, so set up the same way as warrior 2, feet out to the side, nice and wide, comfortable stance. Point your right foot towards the short edge of your mat. Bend that right knee, arms out, warrior 2. We're going to move into the peaceful warrior and the humble warrior. So we're going to move back and forth between these two poses. So palm up of the right hand. As you inhale, lift the right hand up, look up. Your left hand gently rests on your left thigh. Breathe into the lung here, nice big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to gently move your arms towards, your right hand moves towards your right knee as you bow down into a humble warrior. Looking down, bow down. We're going to repeat that 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift up, so strong in your legs as you lift up and look up to peaceful warrior. And then as you exhale, you're going to bow down into the humble warrior. Last time, inhale, when you come up now next, I want you to hold here. So the right hand is up, the left hand can rest on your thigh or the chair next to you. And I want you to breathe right into your lungs. Breathe into that right lung with a nice big deep full inhale. Breathe into the fullness of your lungs, feeling that strength of the peaceful warrior. Strength and the courage, and just experience that inner strength that you have here in this posture. Mm-hmm. Take one more breath. And now on your next exhale, we're going to move into the humble warrior. So you can rest your right hand as you bow down on your thigh or your knee. For anybody who wants to go deeper, I want to offer the choice if you want to interlace your hands behind your back and bow your forehead forward and lift your arms off of your back. That's a more advanced level for your shoulders and your hips, but please feel free to take the variation that feels appropriate for you. As you bow down, being humble, again, consider your gratitude intention for today. Slowly inhale, come back up. Parallel your feet and step together. And again, just notice what you notice. Always be aware of the physical sensations in your body. Let's do the opposite side. Separate your feet as wide as you can comfortably. Left foot, bend your left knee, go into that warrior 2. Palms up. Inhale, lift your left arm up and breathe into that left lung now. And then as you exhale, move your arms with the breath. See if you can move with your own breath. Let it be your pattern as you exhale. Inhale, come up again, back and forth. Feel the stretch into the lateral sides of your body. So we're really getting into the intercostal muscles along the ribs. Exhale as you come forward. Let it be your breath. You don't have to follow my cadence. And one more time, inhale, come up. Feel this stretch here. Beautiful. Breathe into that left lung. Feel the stretch here. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, come into that humble warrior variation. You can keep your hand, elbow on the knee is one level. Next level, if you want to go deeper, is interlace your hands behind your back. Bring your forehead towards the inside of your left knee. You can lift your arms away from your back and bow down. This is a very, very deep offering gratitude to the world. Take one more breath here. As you inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Come all the way up. Exhale, lower your hands to your side, step both feet together, and just be aware of that energetics of the power of the warrior. Good. We're going to work a little bit now with balance. And I will invite you to certainly stay near your chair for if you're going to be doing the next variation for balance. We're going to move into tree pose. And I'm going to offer 3 versions to tree. Let your right leg be your standing leg. You're going to take the inside of the heel of your left foot, and you can either rest it on the floor, knee, your heel is on the inside of your ankle, toes still on the floor. So that's level 1. The next level will be to slide the foot below the knee joint, above your ankle. And for those of you who want to go up to the thigh, that's a very personal practice. Make sure you're feeling stable and steady here. I'm staying down here, but you take whatever variation you like. You can bring your hands to your heart, hands to a chair, or extend one arm up or both arms up like a tree, but take the variation that feels appropriate for you. As you lift up through the crown of your head, feel that energetic lift. Root down through the feet, your right foot, as you lift up through the crown of your head, and breathe. Take one more breath, and when you're ready to release, you can come out at any time, of course, but when you're ready to release, get both feet back on the ground and notice that sensation. Notice what you're feeling. Good. And now we're going to do the opposite side. So shift your weight into the left leg. Remember that 4 corners of the foot gets grounded. The heel of the right foot can go to the inside of your ankle. You can put the sole of the foot below the joint of the knee, not on the joint. It's either below or above, your choice. So again, I always want people to have lots of choices. Listen to your body. Always pay attention to what your body's telling you today. So I'm going to keep my foot down. My hip is open. You want to feel the openness in your hips. Hands can be in prayer pose, an expression of gratitude. You can extend the arms up or one hand on a chair. Again, this is listening to you for you to be safe. Feel the strength and the energy here of your body. Feel the tree pose. Find your breath. Take one more big inhale and one more big exhale. And then lower your hands and step your feet onto the ground. We'll do one more standing pose before we make our way down to seated. This is going to be an extreme side stretch pose. So I'm going to demonstrate from the chair. For those of you who are going to be doing it from a chair level, we will, again, extend your legs as wide as you can, and you're going to keep your legs as straight as you possibly can, and you're going to extend over your right leg, bowing down. All right, and you're going to feel that stretch in your hamstrings, and you should feel it along the muscles that support your spine. For those of you who are standing, feet about hip-width distance apart or wider, point your right foot towards the right short edge of your mat, and just kick the heel of the back foot out just a bit to allow the pelvis to free up. We're going to move into pyramid pose. For those of you who know the pyramid pose, you want to draw the shoulders towards the short edge of your mat, and you're going to start to slowly come into this forward fold. So again, this is a very powerful stretch. It's really going to extreme stretch for the hamstrings. And for some of you, maybe just keeping your hands resting on your thighs is as far as you're going to go today. Some of you might choose to go deeper, hands to shins, or all the way hands to floor. That's another option. And for those of you who want to go even deeper, you can bring your hands to your back in a prayer-like position, reverse palms. So there's many options here to explore. Take the variation that's suited for you. Take a nice pose here. Bow down. Again, this idea of being humble, expressing gratitude, but also acknowledging and listening to your inner self. When you come out of this posture, bend your right knee to come up. Parallel your feet. Move to the other side. Kick the heel of the back foot out just a bit. Square your shoulders. And again, opposite. Take the option based on what's going on in your physical body. And you might notice one side is going to act differently than the other. Hands to the thigh as you hinge from your hips. Hands to the shins. maybe hands to the floor. Drape your torso over your spine. Let your spine bow down. And again, think about letting go of all your worries, all your concerns, and offering them to Mother Earth. Take whatever variation that feels right for you in this moment. And then slowly, when you're ready to come out, bend your left knee, come all the way up. Bring your hands down by your sides, pause here. And again, notice that physical energy of these very extreme poses, postures. Good. All right. For those of us standing up right now, I'm going to invite everyone to come seated. For those still seating in a chair, we're going to do a twist in a chair. All right. So I'm going to give the variation on the floor, and the people in the chair are going to just do a gentle seated twist. But for those of you on the floor, I'm going to invite you to extend your legs out in front of you. You're going to bend your right knee and place your hug your right knee into your chest and sit up nice and tall. Now there's a couple variations here. You can extend, keep your foot on the ground here, or if it's available to you, cross your ankle over your knee and sit up again nice and tall. Keep the spine long. For those of you who can bring your left elbow to that right knee and place your right hand behind you, you're going to sit up nice and tall and look over your right shoulder. Again, sit up tall and breathe, and exhale and twist. And again, for those in the chair, I'll invite you, if you can, you might want to cross your right leg over your left. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Hand to the chair, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, twist to your right. So remember, you never want to over torque the spine. Be very mindful how you feel as you twist in your back, your neck, and your shoulders. Soften your facial features. You might even want to tilt your chin a little bit towards your right shoulder to lengthen the back of that neck. As you inhale, think about lengthening, and as you exhale, soften. As you breathe in this blessing. As you exhale, let go. To come out of this posture, slowly lift up, unwind, come back to center. For those of you on the mat, you might want to lean over to the opposite side to unwind your spine and twist. For those sitting in the chair, look over to your left. And then come back to center, unwind. All right. For those in the chair, you're going to cross your left knee over your right. Bring your right hand to your knee, left hand behind, and twist to your left. For those of you on the mat, extend your left leg, your right leg out, cross your left over the right. Hug your right arm around your left knee, sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, lift up, exhale, twist. Remember, the inhale creates length in the spine. On the exhale, you twist and release. Take one more big inhale, fill your lungs. It's hard to fill your lungs when you're twisting, but see if you can really breathe into the side expansions of your ribs. Exhale, soften. Relax the face, soften your chin. Take one more breath. As you exhale, come back to center. You might want to do a quick little reverse just to unwind that spine. Bring both legs now out in front of you, shake them out, and maybe walk your hands forward. Take a gentle forward fold. Same thing on the chair, just come into that forward fold, unwind your spine, create length as you come forward, bowing down inwardly. Again, this idea of moving forward in a forward fold brings in a sense of inner awareness. See if you can tap into that inner awareness within yourself. And take one more breath here. As you exhale, come back up. We're going to transition onto your back for those of you who are on your mat. So you're going to come into where you're going to bring your feet about hip width apart. You're going to come onto your spine and come into constructive rest pose. Bring your palms down by your sides. heels a little bit closer towards your buttocks. And you're gonna just let your spine go long. Notice how that feels. If you're sitting in your chair, I'm just gonna invite you to sit back in your chair, hands alongside your chair, maybe on the edge, and just keep a nice long spine and just notice how that feels. For those of you on the floor, if you would like to take a bridge pose, I'll invite you to lift the pelvis, lift your hips up. So you're picking your hips up, pressing the back of your shoulders into the mat, and feel that openness in the front of the pelvis, in front of your abdomen. Soften your throat and breathe. When you're ready to come out, lower your hips to the floor and gather your knees into your chest and give yourself a great big hug and rock from side to side. For those of you sitting in the chair, you can maybe even pick up your knees a little, just wrap your arms around your knees and just hug yourself and take a moment just to feel gratitude for yourself. Hug yourself and accept who and where you are right now in this moment. And then when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to get ready for a relaxation, laying on your back, and find whatever comfortable posture. For some of you, if you want to rest and put your feet up on the chair, go right ahead, knees bent, legs up the wall, put your legs up the wall, or just find a natural reclining position to relax. I'm going to take you through a guided relaxation. So just find a place where you can feel totally supported and totally at ease. And this practice is just focused on some sweeping breaths. As you inhale, you're going to bring your attention from the physical sensation of your breath moving from your toes to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, you're going to notice that physical sensation of your breath sweeping down your body to different points as I guide you through this practice. So make sure you feel support. And if you need a light blanket or a cover up, please feel free to lightly cover up so that you can be as comfortable as possible. Invite your body to release all the tension as you soften into this pose. Relax your facial features, soften your jaw. Feel the support of the earth beneath you. Let your bones settle into the earth. Feel the ground beneath you. Let your skin drape over the bones, whether you're seated or whether you're laying down. Just acknowledge how we hold ourselves and just see if you can allow the physical body to release into the supports beneath you. And throughout this entire practice, I'm just going to invite you to really stay focused to the physical sensation of your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Cultivating a smooth, deep, diaphragmatic breath. That means a nice full rise of the belly as you inhale and a softening of the belly as you exhale. Allow the breath to grow more refined, more subtle with each breath. Release any trembling or shakiness. Allow it to grow smoother as you allow the mind to go inward. And then all of these qualities for stillness will culminate into a continuum of a smooth, deep, even breath. Now feel the space that your body occupies with the sense of unique awareness, self-awareness that fills this space. As you now bring your attention and bring your awareness to your toes. On your next inhale, breathe up from the toes to the crown of your head with the big inhale. And when you reach the crown of your head at the end of your inhale, descend from the crown of your head down to your toes, like a wave of water going up and down your body. As you exhale to your toes, begin the inhale again from your toes up to your crown. And exhale from your crown to your toes. Again, on your next inhale from your toes to your crown. But then when you exhale now, exhale from your crown to your ankles. Inhale from your ankles to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your ankles. Inhale from your ankles to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your knees. Inhale from your knees to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your knees. Inhale from your knees to your crown. But exhale from your crown to your perineum, which is at the base of your spine. Inhale from your perineum to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your perineum. Inhale from your perineum to the crown. But exhale from your crown to your navel. Inhale from your navel center to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your navel center. Inhale from your navel center to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your heart center. Inhale from your heart to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your heart. Inhale from your heart to your crown. Now exhale from your crown to your throat. Inhale from your throat to the crown of your head. Exhale from the crown of your head to your throat. Inhale from your throat to the crown of your head. Exhale from the crown of your head to the center of your forehead. Inhale from the center of your forehead to the crown of your head. Exhale from the crown of your head to the center of your forehead. Inhale from the center of your forehead to the crown of your head. And then exhale out from the crown of your head out through your nostrils. Inhale from your nostrils to the crown, to the center of your forehead. From the center of the forehead, exhale out through the nostrils. Repeat that again. From the nostrils to the center of your forehead. From the center of the forehead to the nostrils. Now release any explicit movement from point to point and just let your body rest now. Let your mind reside in the entirety of the whole physical space. And just witness each breath as a pulsation now. Each inhalation resides in the space of your body, the pranic space. Each exhale resides in this pranic space, an extraordinary place of inner space, of consciousness bathed with this vitality of the breath, the energy of the breath, the pranic force. Now just maintain this space as you begin to deepen the breath. Maybe even bring your awareness of the breath to at the navel center. Feel that pulsation of the breath. And then slowly now, we're going to begin to move very gently because we're going to move into a seated position. So I'm going to invite you to slowly bring movement into your fingers, into your toes. If you're resting on the ground, maybe bend your knees and gather your knees into your chest and rock over onto your left side for a moment. Pause there and then gently make your way up into a seated meditation position. So take your time, but everyone's going to wind up joining me in this guided meditation in a seated position. Find your comfortable seat. Try to create length in your spine. Back of your neck is long. Your hands can rest on your knees or your thighs, or your hands can be in your lap, or you can be seated in a chair, seated on a couch, wherever you're going to be comfortable to sit for about another 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Just make sure that you're seated and comfortable. Take a deep cleansing breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. As I invite you to soften your eyes, or maybe even close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Or let your gaze go inward, an inner awareness to the breath. Without trying to change it now, just simply notice the inhale and the exhale. Again, notice the rhythm of the breath. As I invite you to notice your senses, bring your attention to what you hear. Without labeling the sounds, just simply notice your ears' ability to hear. And give thanks to your ears for working so well, for allowing you to hear everything that makes up this moment. Thanks to your ears for letting you hear the voice of those that you love, your favorite song, or the birds singing outside. Now notice your sense of smell. Offer your appreciation to your nostrils, your nose, and your olfactory system for letting you smell those fresh baked cookies, or a baby's newly washed hair, or that scent of a campfire. Without your nose, you couldn't taste your favorite meals or breathe in the ocean air. So give thanks for your ability to smell. Bring your attention now and offer gratitude to your taste buds, your tongue and your mouth for letting you taste your favorite coffee drink or tea, the array of food that nourishes your system, for your lips for kissing those that you care, the children, your pets, your loved ones. Offer your heartfelt thanks just for this sense of taste and letting you engage with all the flavors of the world. Now notice where you are with your skin, the sensations of your skin, that texture of clothing that's keeping you warm, the delightful sensations on your fingertips that lets you feel electricity in your heart when you're holding someone special, to the skin that lets you feel the texture of sand at the beach, or sense the breeze on your neck, or enjoying just a good massage. Send thanks to your skin. And now to your eyes, keeping your eyes closed. Send waves of gratitude to these magical eyes for letting you see the world around you and make it possible to have eye contact with your best friend, to see the smiling face of a child or a loved one in the community around you, to see art and nature and beauty in all its form. Take a deep breath now. So let your eyes and say thank you for letting you take in the world around you through the windows of your soul. Take a deep breath now. Notice how you feel in your heart, connecting to a feeling of expansion in your chest, and let yourself savor that spectrum of your senses. And then bring to mind the people in your life who's easy to love. Maybe picture a person sitting in front of you right now and smiling at you through your heart space, and thank them for being in your life as it, whenever they were at this very moment, they could receive your gratitude. Shower them with love for existing. And maybe think of someone who made your life easier. Thank them for whatever they have done to help you. Maybe recall a teacher in your life, someone who's shown you the way in either a formal or an informal way. Thank them with your heart for teaching you on this journey. And just finally sending simple love and gratitude to all the people you've encountered so far. Thank them for making your life interesting and richer. As you breathe, gather all the people in your life and into your heart and hold them there. Just take a moment now to consider your possessions that have the most meaning for you, giving thanks for the things that you have, whether like special jewelry or a relic or something special that's been maybe passed down to you from a family member, something that holds special meaning for you. Offer appreciation for the memories that they hold. Maybe offer thanks to your home that you live in that keeps you safe and nourished and healthy. And just release any guilt or shame you have about thanking material possessions and instead truly appreciate them. And now I invite you to see if you can connect to this moment. Maybe open your eyes and look around you and offer your gratitude for everything in your presence that's holding this space for you to meditate right now. Give thanks to your circumstances and your livelihood, which give you the chance to sit in stillness and to be grateful for your health and physical capabilities that make it possible to sit quietly, improve your outlook and your well-being, to the silence, the calm, the life, the love, the tears, the joy, and everything in between, to be grateful. And with that, let's take a final breath, deep breath together, and smile. Bring your hands to your heart in a prayer shape. Seal this meditation with a gesture of respect and devotion. Find compassion and gratitude for your own journey, for all of your strengths, and all of your wishing, all of those struggles that you've had to go through. But find compassion and gratitude for all beings everywhere, wishing them health, wishing them happiness, wishing them joy, wishing them peace and ease on their journey as well. To all of you, my friends, thank you for joining me today.